Like if I just take this, don't move my ribs, and place the golf club up here where I think it should be, anterior line loads like a son of a gun.
I can't really get you to go further that way.
No, I'm already in range of motion. Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
We're hot?
We're hot.
We got new vid. What are we talking about?
Rhythm.
Rhythm, baby.
Rhythm.
Okay, so here's the thing. Rhythm is such a stupid term because everybody will look at a golf swing and go, oh dude, I don't know why it doesn't feel that great. Just hit it with better tempo. Just show better rhythm.
Sure.
And then they just stand there and meh. It's like me saying, TJ, show me a really good backswing, and you're brand new to the game. You're like, okay. You have no idea. And I'm just saying, good backswing. Show me good backswing with no like articulation on how to get there.
So there's not a lot of good articulation out there on like what good rhythm actually is,
Everybody
right?
just-
You know it when you see it.
Yeah, and there's
But-
yeah, exactly. Like if you look, you could go buy a bag of golf balls from the pro shop, walk out and just stand and look at everybody on the range. And you could go, ooh, good golf swing, cruddy, horrible, great golf swing. And then somebody goes, well, why is that one better than that one? And people just stumble all over themselves. Most of the time, what we're seeing is beautiful like management of loading and unloading, which we see as beauty and rhythm, tempo. Like that's what it is. But then ask somebody to explain what good rhythm is. They go, boo, right? And there's all these like little try to like cheats. Just show me you need a slow backswing and then hit it. Like there's all these like little like try this, try that, and it doesn't have this like real deep understanding of why that dude looks better than that dude. And their positions might be almost exactly the same.
Sure, yeah.
So that's it. Good luck. What I would really like to do is go about this from the standpoint that you need to understand that rhythm is earned. You don't just like say have good rhythm or feel this one thing and then all of a sudden you just have it. A lot of it is based on quality of movement, sequencing of movement. All of those things are really, really important.
Absolutely.
So let's start with that and then we can start into managing movement a little bit better. Okay, so when we talk about the chest is the engine, we mean it. It moves first, always. Whether it's in the backswing or transition, it's always number one in movement. Like if you look at our favorite movers in history, I mean, you might be hard pressed to find one dude on the PGA Tour or LPGA Tour where you see the arms run up to the top and the arms move first in transition. You won't see this dude on tour.
Yeah, they may feel that. I've seen a number of guys try to feel that exercise.
Justin Rose talks about it all the time, right? Where he's trying to make the arms go in here for his system.
But in reality, they're not necessarily actually going arms first then chest.
Exactly.
It's got kind of a goofy look to it.
Exactly. And that's a perfect point, Tej, because everybody has a different set of principles based on what they need for their golf swing to be able to like execute down below like they want.
Gotcha.
And everybody's a little bit different there. John Rahm feels better, or excuse me, not better, but different than Justin Rose. Guaranteed at the bottom.
Yeah.
He feels different than you. He feels different than me. Everybody has their own fingerprint on this sucker.
Sure.
Okay. But like you said, the reality is the chest, the rib complex, is what is dropping and moving forward first, and then here come the arms to hit second. It's like you see it in every single player. What you won't see in every single player is this idea that the ribs are going to be moving first. Like if you look at Homa moves his arms first here.
He does.
And then now the chest responds, but in this phase, whoom, whoom,
Sure.
whoom. We see that. So our preferred pattern is more Stenson-esque, Rory-esque, Tiger in 2000, where the rib complex is actually subtly moving first before the arms go. And that's because we are looking to load and unload arm lines at appropriate times.
Sure.
Okay, so what does that mean, load and unload arm lines? Drop that club for me and let's go anterior and you'll be my mannequin. All right, so this arm line right here, if we abduct, we have loaded this arm line. What do I mean by loaded there, Tej?
you've loaded the anterior side of my arm line, so I feel it all across here, a stretch.
Stretches, exactly.
Yes.
So we're the muscle, the tendinous tissue, fascia, all that stuff is getting elongated.
Got it.
Okay, and the more that I do this, the more that you feel that stretch. Loads, 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 loads.
Absolutely.
A loaded fascial line wants to,
Unload.
we talk about it all the time. So if we don't want this arm complex to unload first in transition, so it's not doing this number here, we want to be able to move the ribs first. What we need, what would be like a nice healthy cheat is to slack this area, this anterior line out in the backswing. So start moving the chest first. Oh, there we go, do that again. Good, so this is slacked. What actually loaded is the posterior line. Okay, great. Well, this is loaded. What does a fascial line want to do that's loaded?
Unload.
Okay, boink, it bounces off.
So let's revisit that for a second, because for my mind, I think a light bulb just went off.
Okay,
When you load the posterior side, the unload slings the arm away,
it's a cheat code, baby.
right? So you're not necessarily having to place
Exactly.
the golf club to the top. It's
That
there.
was beautiful. That look was excellent.
right.
Yep.
Okay.
And our favorite, this is not always, but our favorite movers are floaty in transition.
Got you.
The reason that they're floaty is because they're trading from posterior load to anterior load. And that takes time.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I'm loaded here, I've bounced this off. As it's bouncing off into space here, like in the transition phase of like P3 to P5, kind of in this area, boom, boom. So we need to know where we're active and not active.
Sure.
We're active early because I need to load the posterior side by making the ribs move into the trail arm. Good. Bounces off, float. Now we're loaded in anterior side because this has stayed back here. Notice how TJ, and TJ does this so well, his ribs dropped and started to rotate forward. What that does is it loads up this anterior line. So now, now you can hit.
It's like it's just so natural from there.
Exactly, exactly. Well, it'd be no different than anything else like athletic-wise. I would never throw a baseball from here
No.
because my anterior trail arm is slacked. So I can't, there's nothing on it. You can't huck it. You huck it because you stretched out all that frickin' jello here, and now you can fire. Yep.
Yep.
And that's the difference in golf swing is what TJ just showed, the ball, what we're leveraging up here is above the center of mass. So the scap looks different. Like the scap for throwing a lacrosse ball, throwing a baseball, throwing a football, elevates and protracts. So it's this action.
Ah.
Boom.
And golf is like the underhand action.
Exactly. So golf, it depresses and then protracts. So it's under, there you go. But it still loads the trail. So we need time to bounce from posterior to lead load. And what we're hunting for is an unload of the anterior trail complex through the strike, not from transition.
Which
Because
is
if I
what
go
you would-
here,
Yeah. That's what you'd get if you'd load that early.
there you go.
In transition, no matter how much you really want to bounce, the tendency
Yeah.
is gonna
You
go
have
out
no
there.
more room for movement here.
No.
There's no more range of motion. Like if I just take this, don't move my ribs, and place the golf club up here where I think it should be, anterior line loads like a son of a gun.
I can't really get you to go further that way.
No, I'm already in range of motion, so where does it want to unload?
Yep.
Just out and away, it just gets whacked.
Got you.
And that's why we see a lot of like lower handicap guys, they'll anterior load early in the backswing, lift it, and in this lifting action, this wants to unload. Boom. So it bounces over the plane. So now it's like rescue mission. Yeah, exactly.
That's rescue mission. Yeah. I hear what you're saying.
Exactly. So this is why, like in here, it just gets rushed because of that.
Yep.
Tell that guy with that movement pattern, good rhythm. It's fine, just show better rhythm, you'll be all right.
Just slow down the backswing.
Yeah, they have no access to what rhythm would be.
Yeah, because there's not going to be any softness up here.
You can't, you're
There's no
rigid
chance.
as a son of a gun.
Yeah.
You're done.
But if you understand the sequencing a little bit better, there's
Engine.
a chance for that guy to actually have rhythm.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly, because this can float.
Gotcha.
Okay, so that's just baseline movement to like get your ticket on board the rhythm machine.
Okay.
Like you have to be able to move that way. So this is soft up here. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, this is super interesting. So when I was a kid, like 14, 15 years old, Golf Digest was like the source, right? Golf Channel had like just come out. So like I was golf nerd back then, so I'm like reading a Distance magazine. And it's all centered around Davis Lowe III, who was just like booty machine. He just blasted back then, right? And one of the sentences that Davis wrote went something along the lines of, when I'm trying to hit it further with driver, my golf swing feels like it takes twice as long. That's what I did. I went, that makes no sense. I have no idea. Because to me, doesn't that compute is like, that sounds like it's a slower action. It
sounds
just takes
slower.
twice as long. Okay. So not until fairly recently when fortunate enough to meet Luke Brackey and he started talking about waves, I went, that actually makes sense now. And when we think of waves, like let's just talk water waves, like creek waves, ripples, they're quick.
Sure.
You go to San Diego, you go to San Diego,
Big waves crest for a long time.
It takes longer to build them. They crest for longer and then they crash. Look at a tidal wave then.
It's up there forever. Yeah. So twice as long.
We move like Jello. We're not levers and pulleys. We need time, like the cresting action, this time up top takes time. It loads. Loading fascia, loading tissue is stretching it. So I need time to stretch. So there's a time between the climb of the wave, the crest is the time between that climb and the crash. Okay, so the more energy that I put in early, the less. It doesn't float as long. Boom.
Yeah.
Takes less time.
So a little pitchy one is obviously going to take less time.
Exactly.
It's a smaller wave.
So the active energy in, ribs, engine, boom, to move the arms out of there. Big energy wave, boom, knocks the arm out of here. You have longer time in between.
So bigger flow time.
More flow time.
Right.
More calm time between the climbing and the crash.
Gotcha.
The climb, boom, the crash, boom, is the hit.
Yep.
Okay, so we've got this and that are the active energy inputs. And what's nice is like, that's a good feeling of like, how much hit am I gonna put in? Like if I got a sledgehammer and I got a wall in front of me and I wanted to knock one brick out like Jenga, I could just tap it. So I can feel the loads based on how much pressure I'm gonna put in that brick. If I wanna knock the whole thing down, boom.
Yeah.
I just, naturally, you're gonna get, like from an athletic perspective, more stretch, more fascial load. That takes more time. Boom!
Sure.
It's different.
Yeah.
So we can feel pressure. So what do you got there? 8, 9?
9.
9? Hit a 9, 130, all wave-like. And TJ has earned this because he moves so well that the ribs are the engine, so he has his ticket aboard the rhythm machine. So let's hit 130 just based on woo, woo. Energy, calm, energy. Beautiful. Okay. So I'd be curious to see how long that golf swing took from the time that the golf club moved to the time the golf club stopped compared to this one. We got 9 iron?
Yeah.
Hit it 210.
Okay. I'll try.
We'll see what you got, baby. But all
wave-like.
wave-like.
So I can't just juice the whole
You
system.
can't just juice the whole system. More energy, calm, energy out. Very interesting. So from an athletic standpoint, which one felt like it took longer between energy in and energy out?
The second one. Yeah.
There's what Davis is talking about.
Yeah.
It takes twice as long. That's what he feels. What in actuality, no, that's not what's really happening. His golf swing isn't actually taking twice as long.
Sure.
It's probably taking longer.
Yeah.
Not twice as long, but it's taking longer. So when you're thinking about just the golf swing in general, when it comes to rhythm, we need energy in early. Okay, and understand too, we talk about waves because waves are cool because there's this gradual transition from energy in to no energy to energy out. We're not moving as lightning moves. It's not pulses of energy. We're not going boom, calm.
Gradual.
We're going boom.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what rhythm is. In our eyes, that's the best movers. And so when you're looking at golf swings and watch this on tour, I mean, our favorite movers move in a similar fashion to that. If the golf club is floaty up here, this is also when guys go, gosh, PGA Tour players, they hit it so far and it doesn't look like they're working that hard. Well, that's why. We're just seeing sequence of movement, proper movement. We're seeing calm when there should be calm.
Right.
We're seeing energy when there should be energy. We don't need energy here. There's no hit here. The ball isn't up here. It's down here.
Sure.
This can be calm, hit.
Yeah.
That's rhythm.
Efficiency, right?
That's efficiency.
Yeah.
So really we're talking two things to earn rhythm. Rhythm is a manifestation of these two things. Sequence of proper movement, that's number one. That's your ticket aboard.
Got it.
Number two is understanding how and when you are loading and unloading your system and when there should be calm. The calm should be between the forward and the backswing. That is transition. That's why we talk about transition being from like P3 to P5. It's not just from P3.9 to P4.1. This isn't transition. It's here.
We see a lot of transitions like that.
Yeah, they just run the arms. And the reason we see that is because they run the arms early and they run the arms early.
Yep.
Early, early. Ba-bunk.
Floaty.
Floaty.
Got you.
Rhythm machine, baby. Hey guys, thanks for watching that video. Super fun to make. If you like that one, we do have others. Click that subscribe button. Keep following us. Peace.